So what is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Movement6, and before we do anything, 251 subs on my YouTube. For a lot of people out there, big YouTube names, that ain't much, but that is, to me, it's the world, guys. There was a moment that I would do a vid on why I started YouTubing and streaming, and also added the whole video editing to my whole music environment. There are some deeply rooted things there, some personal stuff. So that's why I haven't published that video to date. But trust me, every sub means a lot to me, really. And I can't thank you enough. Thank you! If you're new here, subscribe, like, put on the notifications, and be number 252. Thank you, guys. Can't thank you enough for this. Now, let's get into the video. PlayStation and Xbox, Sony, Microsoft now went all in. With the cards are on the table, right? We know the hardware specs, we've seen the hardware, and we've seen some gameplay in games, right? So I just want to go through a few things and just check out where we are, right? And who already has the upper hand or not. Or I'm always very curious on what you guys are going to decide. Have you made a decision already? It's going to be Xbox or PS5, one or the other, or maybe both. I'm really looking forward to seeing what you guys are going to do. So the CPUs, as you can see, are practically, well, they are the same. 8 times N2 cores. One is clocked at 3.6 and the PlayStation 5 at 3.5. So there is a slight difference there. GPUs are infected with a 10.2 teraflops, and the Xbox pours out 12. Running 36 CUs at 2.2 gigahertz and 1.8 custom Arduino 2 GPU. So there's a slight difference there. To me, you could say, based on the hardware, I would go for Xbox because that's the most powerful from pure on paper. Hold your horses on that one. That doesn't necessarily mean that you see a difference on screen. To me, that's the biggest software, either physical or digital, and output. What do I see on my screen? That's always what I have in mind, right? I'm a tech nerd, so I like these specs, but I want to see what it does on my screen and what they've got to offer. But we start at the base, right? So the memory is 16 gigabit. There's also not much difference here in memory and bandwidth. So the memory bandwidth, is different, 448 gigabyte per second. It varies a bit on the sides of the Xbox. So the throughput there is different. So now the PlayStation 5 had a bit the upper hand. Doesn't necessarily mean that we have a difference in output, right? Internal storage, custom 825 gigabyte. I thought it was strange, but I think it's a 1 terabyte, but they just deduct software you get, I think, and the internal storage is 1 terabyte custom. We'll find both SSDs. IO throughput. This is where the raw throughput of the 5.5 gigabyte of PlayStation is better, but on the side we have hardware decompression in block, so not file, block. Okay, fine. So this is just an architectural difference you see here. Expandable storage, that is going to be new. You have those SSD slots, and we've already seen them, those blocks from PlayStation, 1, 2, or 4 terabytes you can click in. I really want to see how that is working. I think it is a better option than those external hard drives with that ugly USB wire I have there, the amount of wires. If I would have just a cartridge I could click into, I would go for that immediately. So I welcome that. Expandable storage, also cards, matches internal storage exactly. So, okay, fine. I think they mean speed there, which is fine. External storage, they both have USB HDD support, so that's fine. I don't think that's an ooh and an ah. Optical drive, 4K UHD Blu-ray drive, they both have that on board. I welcome that. I know it, I'm an old geezer. I still have a lot of physical media. I love my physical media. I hate sometimes I just hate downloading the shit, you know. I just want to have that, I want to have this feel, this copy, you know. This is what I want. So I will always go for the physical media ones. They both pour out 4K. It's not in this list, but they say we both can pour out 4K resolution, and we will have an option of 8K. If they would have an 8K from the get-go support, that will impact frame rate. Full stop. We already see this discussion now emerging. We've seen a response, I think it's from Sony, stating that yes, we will have games running at 4K, 30 frames per second. They said it has got everything to do with people's TV. Well, okay, I'm not sure where we're going with that, but yes, a lot of those regular 4K TVs, they have a limitation in refresh rate. There is no reason why your PlayStation should be limited then to 30 frames per second, because there are a lot of people out there that can see 60 frames per second, can see even higher. I'm watching a monitor right now that can easily handle that. So to me, it's always frame rate above resolution. And I don't think that 8K is going to be natively supported from the get-go. It's either going to be a software update during the course, they're doing some things there, or they're going to have a PS5 Pro and an Xbox Series X Pro. I've lost track with the naming of the Xbox. So, but you know, you get the drift, right? So, to me, the ideal setup for a game is still, if I'm playing on my monitor here, 1440p, 144 hertz, so 144 frames per second. But that's just me, right? I maybe you've got some other thoughts. I must say that if I'm playing downstairs on my PlayStation Pro, where I usually play the single-player driven games, God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, I'm stunned with the environment, and that's when I prefer resolution above frame rate. But other than that, if I play Call of Duty, Warzone, Siege, I need frame rate. 1080p, fine, 1440 better, but frame rate needs to be up there. But I think we based on the specs, they're both similar. So yeah, let's see what we can do there, guys. Let's move on. So let's check out some design here. PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X. Got the picture from Pic Collage. Thought it was worthwhile mentioning it because I didn't put this together myself. You know, if you know my channel, you know that I prefer the Xbox controller above the PlayStation 4 controllers. Always. I've always done it. That's also the reason why I just love my Nacon Revolution. It's, apart from all the other things, I'm not going into that now, it's just the way it handles. Also how the ergonomics, how it puts in your hand. In all fairness, the PlayStation one it's a good controller, don't get me wrong. The build quality is way better than an Xbox controller because that's usually pretty clunky, hollow, a lot of plastic. This is also plastic, but it doesn't feel solid. I do hope they fix that with the new Xbox Series X, but I do take it that the Xbox controller, which is unaltered to the most part, is going to be fantastic in terms of how it feels in your hand. That's why I welcome the copy and paste they have done at Sony. Yes, you will still have that look and feel from a PlayStation controller, but let's face it, this is almost exactly the same, apart from the positioning of the thumbsticks and 4-point axis. I don't know how you call these things. You know these points. They swapped it, and it's at the usual place where one might expect it. But in all terms, in all fairness, I do like the layout and the ergonomics of the Xbox One. So I welcome the layout or the look and feel of the PlayStation. To me, controllers is not going to be decisive in what I'm going to do eventually, but I do see the changes that PlayStation and Sony made, and I welcome it. If they would have swapped the thumbsticks just like Xbox have done it, I would even be more happier, but it's fine, you know, good. Let's crack on with this one. Design. The Xbox more or less done friend and foe alike. I think if you look at ergonomics, when they first released the look and the feel and how it looks and the design, everybody's from, what? It's more like a PC. Is there still any reason why I should buy an Xbox? Because of course they have this cross-platform, if you can call it cross-platform, between PC, Windows-based and an Xbox. I've got an Xbox, I can easily continue my games on my PC. So I am questioning if, although I do like the notion of that, there are a lot of people who don't want to build a high-end PC. There are a lot of people who don't have the money for that. I fully respect that an Xbox would be the cheaper option, of course, but you do undermine a bit your own market for Xbox. But okay, in all fairness, if you see how it is built in terms of the internals and the way the cooling goes, there's a lot of thoughts in there. It does reminded me a bit on the Mac Pro you had in the days, that round. They also called it a trash can, and in all fairness, I'm not really amazed with the entire design. It is very minimalistic to start with. The second is I've never liked the designs of the Xbox. The Xbox, the first one, it was just a horrible black box with an X on top of it. I didn't like it. It was huge. Then PlayStation 1 was, and the PlayStation 2, they were refined, small, dense. So I would rather go for that. The Xbox 360 was also one ugly machine with that external hard drive, you click on top of it. And the Xbox One was a better choice, better in terms of design. Very minimalistic, just a black or a white box. But also the first one, the base Xbox One, it's also an ugly machine, right? The Xbox One X and the Xbox One S do look good. They're small, they're minimalistic. That's the way they want to go, fine. If I look at this, I'm not overly impressed with the design choices made. I fully get it that some people like it from a minimalistic standpoint, but I like to see something daring, right? Something that is different. So if you then look at something different, and what has been announced is the PlayStation 5. With all due respect, guys, if this is standing in your living room with the LED lighting, and you even have those small details of the buttons, the square, the triangle, the round, and the X carved into the machine on the inside, on the white sections, it's just, it got your attention. You know, I do get it, those funny memes with it's just like a modem or a router and blah blah. I do get it, but you can't deny the fact that it's a bit daring, right? It is something else, it's something different. It really reflects that Sony believes in generations and they want to help you make that transition quite quickly. So from my standpoint, if it would be up for design, because that's now the biggest difference we see. From a specs point of view, there's not much different. Trust me, you can go round for round, clip for clip. In the end, they both pour out the same thing, the same games. If we now have something different in hands, I would go for the physical media version, so this one, not the digital one, and I would immediately choose this machine. If they would strip off the brand and you don't know what it was, I would go for this. It's daring, something else. I really like this one. It's a personal choice. Really keen on understanding, guys, what you think of this machine. For me, it's going to be PlayStation over Xbox if it comes to design. Exclusive confirmed. The Xbox Series X gameplay reveal was on May 7th. Got a number of new Xbox Series game announced along with it. They were all third-party games, but you can check out the announced titles below with previously confirmed titles like Halo below that. We'll be sure to update these entries as more information in each of these games, but just added Destiny 2 and Fortnite. If we're already going to start with this, then I am not overly impressed. Destiny 2 is already out. I couldn't care less. This is not something we want to see a lot. Fortnite. Are you freaking kidding me? This is actually something you're going out with. Bright Memory Invite. This is exclusive. I don't know what it is. Dirt 5. This is a Codemaster Dirt game for Xbox Series X. It's optimized, yes. So, okay, that could be one if you like race game. Scorn. This is an exclusive. This is something. The trailer. You should check out the trailer. It says it's very disconcerting. Well, it was. It's really grim, gray, bloody world, mysterious stone statues. Indeed, and what this article says is it's got some serious Alien and Prometheus vibes. And that is when I'm getting up from my chair, because this is exclusive. I can't play this on a PlayStation. I only can play this on an Xbox. It could be a system seller, right? Well, okay, Chorus, Maiden 21, Vampire is also not Call of the Sea. Okay, it's optimized, but okay, fine. The Ascent, I think this is an exclusive, but help me out here. Trailer looked pretty good, but it wouldn't be a system seller to me. The Medium, finally, next-gen physiological horror game from the developer behind Blair Witch, and with the composer behind the Silent Hill series helping to score the action. This is actually pretty good, guys. This is what we want to see, right? We want to see. Let me get this out here. I'm so annoyed with this shit, I'm sorry for that. Medium is finally something that I would say we now have two titles that could blow me away. Scarlet, Second Extinction, it's optimized, but I don't think Halo Infinite. Here we go. I was happy with their announcement on that, but on the other side, we can also expect a new Gears for the Xbox Series X. So this is not. I think the time is now there that the long-lasting franchises are a nice to have, but not a must-to-have in terms of system selling, right? Warframe, Cyberpunk, I believe you. Rainbow Six Siege. I'm very happy with this choice for both consoles, that they will have games that are cross-generation, because they don't want to split the community. And I'm going to be honest, I am going for a PlayStation 5 to start with. If things are going well, I will buy both, because there are two titles there that have my attention. But this is actually a good idea, that they're not making a new Siege. You can download it, just enter your account, start up the console, download Rainbow Six Siege from the store, and you can play it with your friends again. So I'm really happy for that they made that choice. So Assassin's Creed Valhalla was the reason why this whole 30 frames per second issue came around the corner, because Ubisoft announced for both PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X that it would run 30 frames per second in 4K. So in all fairness, Battlefield 6, fine. These are some unannounced things. But if I just scroll down, these are suspected, right? These are not things that are already confirmed. But a lot of third party is in there. And two titles that made me stood up as new titles coming around the corner. So PlayStation 5. Let's see what they've got to offer. Because if you know me, and 251 of you already know, I'm a sucker for software. What are they going to offer me that I can't play on another system? The hardware, the specs are nice to know. What are the services? What is the add-on? What is the software? What is the exclusive things that I need to know from you? Spider-Man, Miles Morales. It's already been announced that it's not a sequel. It's more an add-on to what we already know. But the trailer looks just downright freaking gorgeous, right? It's absolutely phenomenal. So let's face it, Spider-Man was just one hell of a game, so well crafted, looked beautiful, and now they promise, of course, a port of that Spider-Man, but also this new add-on where it begins where it left off in from what we've played on the PlayStation 4, with the 0 load times. And this add-on, I think this has got people their attention, right? Gran Turismo, Godfall. This is then the second or the 1.5, maybe Spider-Man is a half, right? But Godfall is an exclusive PlayStation new IP. This is what I want to do. Gearbox Counterplay Games revealed Godfall at last December's Video Game Awards. It looks like a hack and slash Destiny or a Borderlands with sword. Surprise. This got people got up from their chair. Godfall. I'm really looking forward to that one. Horizon Forbidden West. To me, I do understand the contest with God of War. To me, Horizon Zero Dawn won for best title on this generation, PlayStation 4. The reason is quite simple. It's new. The Last of Us 2 is not new. God of War is not new, although they took a new direction. So it was a very close call. Also, taking into account that this is from Guerrilla Games, it's just a Dutch company, right? And it's based in Amsterdam, where I've been born. So yeah, it's also a bit maybe close to my heart. But I've enjoyed this game just a little bit more than God of War. And to me, the fact that it's going to be a sequel was already written in the stars. Let's be very happy that we were seeing it too. This to me is a system seller, just for sure. Oddworld, I don't know if this one is exclusive. I really don't know, but come on, Oddworld. This is going to be freaking awesome, right? Resident Evil 8 Village is not. It's going to be cross-platform. Demon's Souls, Grand Theft Auto. I was really come on. Project Athia. This is then 2.5. So I think that Sony now has the lead for me. Project Athia is something that got me up from my chair in terms of, hey, what is this? This is new, refreshing. It looks absolutely stunning, but it was more of a CGI generated video. We saw some gameplay, but okay. Ratchet and Clank. Come on, guys. Didn't we just love this announcement of Ratchet and Clank? How it looked. I so want to play this game. So yeah. Sackboy. If you're telling me that you don't love Sackboy, then come on, you need to get your head examined. Sackboy is just straight up fun. You can play it with up to 4 players in the same screen. So this is going to be absolutely fantastic. And it's not even a 2.5D. It was a bit 2.5D, right? Game. It's a true 3D platformer. So looking forward to it. 3.5. NBA 2K1. This is not Stray. I believe Stray was a exclusive one. It was that cat, so I'm not really understanding what's going on there, but it didn't give me anything. Hitman 3 goes fine, Ghostwire Tokyo. Well, as you can see, guys, and they need to stop. They need to stop making Astro's Playroom shit. Really, that was fun in the first 5 minutes. You bought a PlayStation 4 with a camera, right? Then my daughter, who was back at the time 3 years old, was really amazed with that these guys were running in your living room. But no, stop that, okay? So all in all, guys, to me, Xbox has lost a bit of its momentum, which it definitely had in the beginning. The problem I had with Xbox is that it kept on focusing so much on the hardware and the specs and the functions, the features, and the plastic box and the design, which I think they have been met with an equal opponent in terms of specs, and an even better opponent in terms of design, and an even better opponent in terms of IP. If I would have had the choice, it is PlayStation above everything. Xbox will come, because I do strongly believe that they do understand the mistakes they made with the Xbox One. I do fully believe that Xbox will get its momentum during the course of the life cycle of that generation if they would market it right, with the right IP, the right new fresh software. The title's been announced for the PlayStation, got my attention a bit more than Xbox. So I'm really looking forward to that. So let me know, guys. Let me know what you're going to do. Are you going for the PlayStation 5? Are you going for the Xbox Series X? And why? I'm really keen on understanding why. I'll be back very shortly. I promised you techno. You will get techno. I just ordered a few new webcams so I can put that in place. Waiting for that. Got some strong promos I want to share with you guys. And I will be back with some massive Warzone gameplay. Me and Damien are at it, and we're having tons of fun with Season 4. Absolutely I'm also liking the changes they made to the multiplayer. So I'm finally having a smile on my face with the Call of Duty, guys. For now, like, subscribe, and back to the madness. Boom and 6 out.